Season 3 of Dragon Ball FighterZ introduced a wide range of changes to the system mechanics, but one change in particular is the most fascinating to me. Ki Charge has been given a serious overhaul, which has caused it to go from the most useless tool in the game to an actually solid option in a lot of matchups. So what changed? Well, a couple things have changed. We'll cover each Ki Charge buff in this video and the possible uses for each one, but the short version is this. Ki Charge absorbs Ki Blasts now, and it can be cancelled into Super Dash at any point while charging. Ki Charge also seems to have surprisingly quick recovery now, especially after absorbing Ki Blasts. It has so little recovery now that if your opponent tries to vanish after they realize you've been absorbing their Ki Blasts, then you'll usually be able to block in time. And if you can block in time, then that means you can also reflect or reversal in time with any invincible moves that you may have. And if you think your opponent is super late on the vanish, then try your luck with a 2H for a really big reward. But even if you can block before your opponent punishes you, that doesn't mean you should be throwing it out anytime you want to deal with Ki Blasts. Your opponent can still use other attacks, or Super Dash to lock you down, and then they can use their assist to start offense. Let's talk about the other big change to Ki Charge. It can cancel into Super Dash now. This might be a great way to win the scramble after you've started absorbing a Ki Blast, or just start Ki Charging randomly to pressure your opponent into doing something, and then surprise them with a Super Dash. I wouldn't call this a solid strategy, but it's not that bad either. Although Ki Charging is always going to be a risk, and although it doesn't necessarily grant you a punish when used to call out Ki Blasts, simply having it as an option might change the neutral dynamic enough in some matchups to make them less frustrating, and it also might make those matchups more fun. But could we be using the new Ki Charge in a better way? The first thought I had was to charge through my opponent's Ki Blasts and then use an assist to potentially lock them down. But it turns out that you can't call an assist while charging. Bummer. But it does turn out that you can Ki Charge immediately after calling an assist, which is good enough for me. This sets up some fairly strong and consistent options in Ki Blast heavy matchups, like against Z Broly. I'll Ki Charge and shield my assist from Ki Blasts, and meanwhile, my assist can cover the screen with a projectile. And since you can Super Dash cancel the Ki Charge, you have an easy way to convert if you think your assist is going to hit the opponent. I used to do something similar to this with Android 18's Barrier and Tien Assist, back when I played them together in Season 1. Anything even remotely similar to that is always going to be exciting when it pays off. At least to me. But even this isn't perfect. Although in theory you and your assist should be protecting each other, it's still possible that something other than an assist could slip through and hit you both. The risk of getting Happy Birthday'd might outweigh the benefit of using assist and Ki Charge together. So I don't suggest leaning on this as an option too heavily. Nonetheless, it's certainly an option that can change the neutral dynamic in several matchups, and it's at least worth having in your back pocket. Next, although this isn't specifically a change to Ki Charge, C assists being added to the game gives them some extra utility. C assists typically have so much hit stun that they can let you quickly Ki Charge for some extra meter mid-combo. In times when this allows you to afford an extra super, it might be the difference between KOing a character or leaving them alive to potentially terrorize you for the rest of the match. Also, it just looks super cool. I'd be lying if I said that wasn't one of the biggest reasons why I'm going to try to do this to other people in matches. Oh, and before I forget, there's one more small change to Ki Charge. The minimum amount you can charge now is roughly 1/4 of a bar, which might be related to its lower recovery. You can stop charging sooner, so you can start blocking sooner. Also, you can now hold Ki Charge even when you're at max meter, which means you have it as an option against Ki Blasts no matter how much meter you have. It'll be interesting to see if the changes to Ki Charge make it useful enough to be seen in high-level competition. I'm looking forward to seeing how top players make use of it throughout the season. For now though, at the very least, it's super cool. If you want to continue learning Dragon Ball FighterZ and other fighting games with me, feel free to subscribe to the channel or follow me on Twitch to see when I go live. I'll be back with more soon. Thanks for watching.